Good morning, children. Welcome back in your English class, and I hope that you all are fit and fine, feeling happy and healthy. Children, as you know that we have completed direct indirect narration from your grammar portion, and we have along with this we have also completed one chapter from prose and two poems from poetry section, and figures of speech we have also completed. We have completed vocabulary, we have completed direct indirect from the grammar portion and vocabulary from the grammar portion. So we have completed up to these topic. We have completed these topic up in the previous lecture. We have completed all the explanation, all the rules of the grammar, direct and indirect narration. So children, but today we are going to start the chapter from your snapshot, from your supplementary reader, because we have not done any chapter from that portion, portion that is your snapshot, that is your supplementary. So we are going to start the one chapter from the supplementary reader. That is the chapter's name is the your chapter name is and the supplementary reader, we have not started any chapter, and so we are going to start the chapter or first chapter from the supplementary reader, that is the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. The name of the first chapter from the supplementary reader, that is the snapshot, is the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. So let's start the explanation. So before the explanation of the paragraph, first let us know about the author of the chapter, that is the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. So the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse is written by William Sarion. He was born on August 31, 1908 and died on May 18, 1981. He was an Armenian American novelist, playwright and short story writer, and he won the Pulitzer Award prize in 1940, and in 1943 he won the Academic Award for the best story for the adaptation of his for the best story of the film for the adaptation of his novel, that is the Human Comedy. And William Sarion wrote extensively about the Armenian American immigrant life in California. So this is a short life sketch about its author, that is the William Sarion. He was a playwright. He has written many things. Many novelists. He has written many short stories. And this story, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, is a very beautiful adventurous story written by him. So now let's. So this is the short life sketch of the author, that is the William Sarion. So children, now before starting the explanation of the paragraph, let's know about the summary of the story, that is the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. What is the summary of the, in short I will tell you, in short I am telling you the summary of the story, and then after that I will explain the paragraph. I will read the paragraph one by one, and then after I will explain the paragraph one by one. So first of all, let me let me introduce the summary of the chapter, summary of the adventurous story, that is the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. Now the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, as I told you, is written by William Sarion, and the story is about two poor Armenian boys named Aram and Mort, and who belonged to the Gregorian family. The Gregorian was a name of an Armenian tribe. And this family is known for its trust and honesty. This tribe is known for its trust and honesty. And then these two boys were very poor, and they hardly earn money. They can hardly earn money for their food. And for both of them, life was something very, life was mysterious dream. For them, life was a dream. Life was a luxurious dream, because they were very poor. They cannot afford good clothes. They cannot afford good food. They cannot afford good house. So for them, life is something like imaginative, something like the imaginable thing, something like a mysterious, beautiful dream. And both were very poor, but they both enjoyed their life in full way. So one day the one of Maud got the white horse from a farmer. The Maud had stolen a white horse from a farmer for a month ago, and he came. And then what happened? One early morning, he brought it to the window of the Aram, and he invited Aram. He knocked on the window and he called the Aram to get out of the house, and came along with him to ride on the white beautiful horse. So they both are crazy about the riding on the horse, so they wanted to ride on that beautiful white horse. And they rode for the many days, and Aram Aram came to know that the horse was stolen by Maud, because it was not possible for them to buy such beautiful white horse because they were poor. So when Aram gets to know that the horse is stolen, he gets shocked but discounts his stealing in his mind. Then one day, the owner of the horse, that named John Brough, came to his house to complain about his missing horse to their uncle named Khosrow. So then what happened? Then on the day on their back home, they back to hide the horse on the deserted vineyard means कह सकते हैं plantation of the grapes, जहाँ पे अंगूरों की खेती की जाती है, that is called vineyard. So they used to hide that horse in a deserted vineyard, and at that place they meet the real owner of the white horse, and then they feel very guilty at the end. And in the next morning, they decided to return the horse to their real owner, they decided to return the horse back to the owner's barn. तो वो असली जो थे जो आरम और मॉड जो थे, दो कज़न थे, और जो उन्होंने मॉड को एक हॉर्स मिलता है, और आरम वॉज शॉक टू नो, और फिर दोनों बहुत इंजॉय करते हैं. उसके बाद जो है आरम at the end they feel guilty at the end, and they decided to return that white horse to the owner's barn. So this is the short summary of the story, and then let's start the explanation of the paragraph one by one with the explanation. So children, let's start the explanation of the beautiful story, adventure story written by William Saron. Now the story's name, the name of the chapter, the name of the story is The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. So let's start the explanation one by one. First I read the paragraph, then I explain the paragraph one by one. Now see, one day back, there in the good old days when I was 9, and the world was full of every imaginable, the world was full of every kind of every imaginable and kind of magnificence, and life was still a delightful and mysterious dream. My cousin Maud, who was considered crazy by everybody who knew him except me, came to my house at 4 in the morning and woke up me tapping on the window of my room. Aram, he said. I jumped out of bed and looked out of the window. I could not believe what I saw. It was not morning yet, but it was summer, and with daybreak, not many minutes around the corner of the world, it was light enough for me to know I was not dreaming. Now, what in this paragraph, what author is saying in this paragraph? One day, 9-year-old Aram was asleep and was in the world of extremely beautiful imagination. For them, life was full of imagination, and life was something imaginative, magnificent, something like imaginative and magnificent dream. So he was asleep, Aram was asleep, and he was in the world of extremely beautiful imagination, and his life was pleasant and kind of in a mysterious dream. He was in dream, and for him the life was a mysterious dream. His cousin Maud showed up on the window of his room at 4 in the morning. Now his cousin Maud came early in the morning at 4 o'clock, and he called Aram who jumped out of his bed and still could not believe what he saw out of the window. And when he heard the voice of the Maud, Aram suddenly jumped out of his bed, and he could not believe what he saw out of the window. And it was dawn. It was daybreak. It was dawn, and there was light enough outside to make him see outside. What made him believe he was not dreaming. He thought first he was thinking that it was a dream for him. What he saw outside the window, he thought that it was dream for him. But when he saw the daybreak outside the window, then he came to know, no, that is not a dream. It was real. It was not that he was not dreaming. It was real for him. That it was a real day for him. मीन्स कि जैसे बहुत सारे जो एरम जो था उसके लिए जो था एक ज़िंदगी, एक लाइफ जो है वो बहुत ही कैसे कह सकते हैं आपकी, बहुत वॉज डिलाइटफुल, वॉज समथिंग लाइक वो स्टिल अ डिलाइटफुल एंड मिस्टीरियस ड्रीम. उसके लिए जो लाइफ थी वो बहुत डिलाइटफुल, बहुत हैप्पीनेस से भरा, एक खुशी से भरा और एक मिस्टीरियस एक ड्रीम जैसा था. और जब एरम जो था When Aram was 9 years old, जब 9 साल का था, तब एक दिन क्या हुआ कि उसका जो चचेरा कज़न भाई जो है मुराद, he came 4 बजे, he came to him. When he came, he showed up on the window of his room at 4 in the morning. वो 4 बजे वो शाम को आता है, 4 बजे वो सुबह जब वो आता है तो वो मकान पर उसी कमरे की खिड़की पे वो थोड़ा सा नॉक करता है, एंड देन नॉक करके जो है वो एरम को जगाता है. और देन व्हाट हैपेंड एट दैट, देन उसके बाद एंड द एरम सेज दैट ही वाज कंसिडर्ड क्रेजी बाय एवरीबॉडी. व्हाट एरम सेज दैट कि ही वाज क्रेजी बाय एवरीबॉडी. So what children, then he was considered crazy by everybody. Now here author says that he was considered by everybody, the Maud was known as crazy by everybody except the Aram. कहने का मतलब कि एरम कहता है कि मेरे सिवाय जो है वो सभी लोग उसको जो है वो क्रेजी या मैड समझते हैं सिवाय एरम के. एंड देन व्हाट हैपन कि हाउस, एंड देन he came to his window, and then he made the Aram. And the Aram was when he called Aram, he suddenly jumped out of the window, jumped out of his bed. और जब उसने Aram को बुलाया तो Aram जो है वो 4 बजे डे ब्रेक के बिल्कुल भोर, बिल्कुल सुबह अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग वो अपने बेड से बहुत अचानक कूद कर उठता है, और ही कुड नॉट बिलीव व्हाट ही सॉ आउटसाइड द विंडो. और जब वो अपनी खिड़की के बाहर देखता है तो उसे अपने आंखों पे विश्वास नहीं होता है कि व्हाट ही वाज सीइंग, व्हाट ही वाज वाचिंग, कि इट वाज अ डॉन. वो सुबह का था, सुबह का टाइम है. दैट वाज द टाइम ऑफ डॉन. वो अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग यानी डे ब्रेक, सुबह हो रही थी, और थोड़ी थोड़ी जो लाइट थी वो चारों तरफ उजाला, थोड़ा थोड़ा सा लाइट जो है वो स्प्रेड आउट हो रही थी. देन when he saw something outside of the window, then he thought that it was a dream. तब उसे लगा कि वो एक सपना है. बट when he saw the daybreak outside the window, then he came to know that he was not dreaming, it was a real. So let's start now the second paragraph. Now the second paragraph, my cousin Maud was sitting on a beautiful white horse. I stuck my head out of the window and rubbed my eyes. Yes, he said in Armenian, it's a horse. You're not dreaming. Make it quick if you want to ride. I knew my cousin Maud enjoyed being alive more than anybody else who had ever fallen into the world by mistake. But this was more than even I could believe. In the first place, my earliest memories had been memories of horses, and my the first longings that had been longings to ride. Now, I knew my cousin Maud enjoyed being alive more than anybody else who had ever fallen into the world by mistake, but this was more than even I could believe. In the first place, my earliest memories had been the memories of horses, and my first belongings had been longings to ride, and this was the wonderful part. Now Armenian, an official language on Armenian branch, and longing is here, and aching desire. लॉन्गिंग इज हियर, यहाँ पे आपको लॉन्गिंग कह सकते हैं कि बहुत ज़्यादा चाह जिसे कहते हैं, यर्निंग डिज़ायर्स, द एक्टिंग डिज़ायर यानी बिल्कुल जैसे पा लेने वाली, किसी चीज़ को बहुत ज़्यादा पा लेने वाली डिज़ायर्स यानी चाह. नाउ हियर द व्हाट द ऑथर सेज दैट, now the author says that Maud was sitting on a white horse. What he saw outside the window, what he saw, the Aram saw that Maud was sitting on a white horse. Maud was sitting on a beautiful white horse, and Aaron rubbed his eyes and stuck out of his head out of the window. Maud assured him that it was not a dream. Maud assured him that it was not dream. Maud assured him that no, you're not dreaming. It's true. It's real. It's true that you are watching, that you are seeing a beautiful white horse with me. Now that what happened? He asked if he wanted to ride. He must make it quick. उसने क्या कहा कि अगर तुम मेरे साथ इस वाइट हॉर्स पे घूमना चाहते हो, राइड करना चाहते हो, तो तुम्हें जल्दी करना होगा एंड कम फास्ट. Maud was a type of person who enjoyed being alive, but he could not believe that he was seeing a horse in front of him. Maud जो था, अकॉर्डिंग एरम सोचता है Maud जो कैरेक्टर है वो ऐसा कैरेक्टर है जो कि ज़िंदगी को बिल्कुल इंजॉय करना चाहता. ही वॉन्टेड टू इंजॉय द लाइफ इन फुल वे, बट he could not believe that he was seeing a horse in front of him. लेकिन एरम was not able to believe, still he was not able to believe. लेकिन एरम को अभी भी विश्वास नहीं हो रहा है कि वो मॉड के साथ वो एक वाइट हॉर्स देख रहा था. That he was watching, that he is watching, that he is seeing, he is observing, he is seeing the white horse with the Maud. Because white horse जो है वो किसी गरीब या किसी पुअर के पास तो होगा नहीं, ये white horse उसी के पास होगा जिसके पास बहुत सारे कैपिटल, इसके पास मनी होगा. That person must be rich. But here the Aram was thinking that it was Maud was thinking that Maud was thinking that कि Aram was thinking that कि he was believed, he thinking that कि he could not believe that he was seeing a horse in front of him. वो उस पर विश्वास नहीं कर पा रहा था कि वो अपनी आंखों पे उसको विश्वास नहीं होता कि वो एक white horse he was seeing in front of him. And then Aram's earliest memory was of horses. And he always wanted to ride one. और एरम की जो है वो एक सपना था कि वो एक हॉर्स पर राइड करे, and that horse was in front of him. And this was the wonderful part that he was actually going to ride a horse for real. और उसके लिए कि बहुत ही that was the wonderful part, that was a beautiful part of his life, that he was actually going to ride on the beautiful white horse. उसके लिए बहुत ही अच्छा मौका था कि वो एक अच्छे घोड़े पे वाइट घोड़े पे वो घुड़सवारी करने जा रहा था. So now what happened then, what author says that कि जो उसका जो मॉड था वो एक सफ़ेद घोड़े पे सवार था. उसने खिड़की को खटखटाया और जब उसने खिड़की से अपना सर हटाया एंड देन ही सॉ, उसने अपनी आंखें मली और उसने अपनी अर्मेनियन भाषा में कहा कि यह घोड़ा है, तुम सपना नहीं देख रही, you're not dreaming, एंड यदि तुम्हें सवारी करना देन कम फास्ट विथ मी. तो दुनिया में जो लोग बहुत ज़्यादा, इसमें द ऑथर इज़ ट्राइंग टू से दैट कि दुनिया में जो लोग गलती से पैदा हुए हैं, मैं जानता हूँ कि मेरा चचेरा भाई मुराद जो मॉड है वो सबसे ज़्यादा जीवन का आनंद लेना चाहता था. एज आई टोल्ड यू दैट कि दे बिलीव दैट दे वे बॉर्न by mistake. They were born by mistake because they were very poor. They did not have luxurious life. They did not have enough food to eat. They did not have enough money to spend. They did not have good clothes to wear. But for them, life is something like a enjoyable, something like a imaginative, something like a beautiful imagination, mysterious thing. So that is why the Aram says that कि for Maud life is something like a very beautiful, something like very beautiful thing, and he wanted to enjoy his life in full way. तो इसीलिए उसने कहा कि और एरम के लिए था कि एरम ने कहा कि मेरी सबसे पहला जो सपना था वो था घोड़े के बारे में था, और वो सबसे बड़ी उसकी चाह जो डिज़ायर थी, लॉन्गिंग्स थी, जो उसकी चाह थी वो थी घुड़सवारी करनी थी. तो अब जो इसकी चाह थी, जो ये एस्पिरेशन, जो डिज़ायर था, वो यर्निंग थी, वो जो ये लॉन्गिंग्स थी, वो जो है वो ये जो इसकी डिज़ायर थी वो अब पूरी होने जा रही थी, बिकॉज ही वॉज सीइंग अ वाइट हॉर्स विद द मॉल्ट। फिर वो उसके लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ा अमेजिंग चीज़ थी फॉर द एरम। और फिर उसे लगा कि हम बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो दे आर गोइंग टू इन्जॉय द लाइफ इन अ वेरी फुल, इन अ वेरी ब्यूटिफुल वे। नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट द नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ. The next paragraph is, in the second place we were poor, and this was the part that would not permit me to believe what I saw. We are poor, we had no money. Our whole tribe was poverty stricken. Every branch of the Gorgonian family was living in the most amazing and comical poverty in the world. Nobody could understand where we got money enough to keep us with food in our bellies. Not even the old men of the family. Most important of all, though we were famous for our honesty, we had been famous for our honesty for something like 11 centuries. Even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we liked to think was the world, we were proud first, honest next. And after that, we believed in right and wrong. None of us would take advantage of anybody in the world, let alone steal. Now here comical means funny, and Gorgonian, I told you that it is a name of Armenian tribe. Now here the author says that, what author says, children, that Aram's family was poor. In the second place were poor. Now the author is saying that कि जो है वो अब he was poor, and Aram's family was poor and had no money. So it was difficult for him to believe that what we saw outside his house. As I told you कि उसके लिए बहुत बड़ा यकीन करना बहुत मुश्किल था, कि क्योंकि वो लोग पुअर थे, उनके लिए बिलीव करना बहुत मुश्किल था। क्या वो अपने खिड़की के बाहर एरम क्या देखता है, एक वाइट हॉर्स मॉड के साथ, जो मॉड के साथ खड़ा है, मॉड उसके ऊपर घोड़ी सवारी करने के लिए उसको इन्वाइट कर रहा है। तो फॉर एरम वॉज वेरी पुअर, एरम्स फैमिली वॉज वेरी पुअर, और एरम कुड नॉट बिलीव वॉट ही सॉ आउटसाइड द विंडो. Then he belonged to the Gorgonian family. As I told you, he belonged to the Gorgonian family, and the Gorgonian family is a name of an Armenian tribe. ये एक Armenian tribe का नाम है. And that tribe was that family was strictly and funnily in poverty, and it was most amazing and comical poverty in the world. And family that was strictly and funnily in poverty, जो फैमिली गॉर्गेनियन फैमिली से बिलोंग करता था, एरन की फैमिली बिलोंग करती थी, वो फैमिली बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्टली, बहुत ही जो बहुत ही ज़्यादा पुअर थी, बिलो पावर्टी थी. एंड देन nobody could understand where, and they did not even know how they managed to get food for themselves every day. यहाँ इतने वो ज़्यादा they are too poor to manage their food every day. इतने ज़्यादा पुअर थे कि वो अपने डेली फूड का भी वो मैनेज या इंतज़ाम या वो प्रिपेयर या मैनेज नहीं कर पाते थे. एंड ऑल्दो हिज ट्राइब वॉज पुअर, दे वर नोन फॉर देयर ट्रस्ट एंड ऑनेस्टी फॉर 11 centuries. यानी वो गॉर्गेनियन फैमिली जो फैमिली थी, वो ट्राइब जो है वो, ऑल्दो दैट ट्राइब वॉज पुअर, वो ट्राइब पुअर ज़रूर थी, लेकिन वो अपने ऑनेस्टी के लिए 11 centuries से जो है वो 11th century से अपनी ऑनेस्टी के लिए वो फेमस थी. दैट फैमिली इज़ नोन फॉर इट्स ऑनेस्टी फॉर 11 centuries. And even when he had the wealthiest, and they were honest, they were proud, and they were honest, proud, and always believed in right and wrong. The Gorgonian family was poor, although the family was poor, but they were honest, and they always feel proud of themselves for being honest, and they always believed in right and wrong. And then what happened? Right and wrong, right and they believe in the concept of right and wrong, and no one from their family would ever steal anything or would take advantage of anyone in the world. Aram was thinking these things. एरम जो है वो चीज़ें सोच रहा है कि एरम की मॉड हैड अ वाइट हॉर्स, हाउ कैन इट पॉसिबल इफ दे बिलोंग टू गॉर्गिनियन फैमिली विच वॉज पुअर and which is known for its honesty, and they feel proud for being honest, and they feel proud for being honest for 11 centuries, and that family is known for their honesty, and their tribe was poor. They were honest, they feel proud and always believe in the right and wrong, and no one from their family would ever steal anything or would take advantage of anyone in the world. How can it possible that Maud has a white horse? But he had a white horse at that time. तो जो है वो एरम के लिए बहुत ही था कि सोचने आश्चर्य की बात थी कि उसे विश्वास नहीं हो रहा था, क्योंकि वो एक गरीब फैमिली का था, और जो है उसके पास इतने पैसे भी नहीं थे, और उसकी जो ट्राइब थी, वो जो पूरी जो उसकी जाति थी वो बिल्कुल पुअर थी, और जो गोरेलियन परिवार जो था, ये फैमिली थी, पूरी दुनिया में जो है वो बहुत ही अमेजिंग और मन बहलाने वाले गरीब थे जो रह रहे थे, जो दे रियली डिड नॉट नो अबाउट द गोरेलियन फैमिली डिड नॉट नो अबाउट द लग्जरियस लाइफ, बट दे एंजॉयड द लाइफ. और कोई भी नहीं जानता था कि जैसे उसका परिवार जो है वो जो है पेट भरने के लिए, एक रोज़ के खाने के लिए जो है उन्हें स्ट्रगल करना पड़ता था. तो उनके पास इतने ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं थे कि वो अपने डेली खाने के लिए भी इंतज़ाम कर सके. और जबकि आई टोल्ड यू कि द गोर्गेरियन फैमिली वॉज पुअर, वो पुअर थी, लेकिन वो अपनी ईमानदारी के लिए जो है वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा फेमस थी, और वो 11th सेंचुरी से दे वर फेमस फॉर देयर ऑनेस्टी एंड ट्रस्ट. तो उसके लिए इट वॉज़ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर एरम टू बिलीव दैट, कि उसके लिए विश्वास करना के लिए नहीं था कि इस तरह की चीज़ें कैसे हो सकती हैं, क्योंकि उसकी फैमिली, तो उसकी जो गोर्गेरियन ट्राइब है, वो दुनिया में कोई भी ऐसा जिसका वो गोर्गेरियन फैमिली कभी उसकी फैमिली में से गोर्गेरियन फैमिली में से कोई भी चोरी नहीं कर सकता था, और ना ही कभी किसी अपॉर्चुनिटी या चांस का फ़ायदा उठा सकता था. सो इट वॉज़ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर द एरम टू थिंक अबाउट दैट थिंग विच हैज़ हैपेंड बिफोर हिज आइज़. Now let's move to the third paragraph. Now the fourth paragraph, let's move to the fourth paragraph, children. Here the fourth paragraph. Consequently, even though I could see the horse so magnificent, even though I could smell it so lovely, even though I could hear it breathing, so exciting, I could not believe that Hod had anything to do with my cousin Maud, or with me, with any of other members of her family, asleep or awake, because I knew my cousin Maud could not have bought the horse, and if he could not have bought it, he must have stolen it. And I refused to believe he had stolen it. No member of the Gorgian family could be a thief. I stared first at my cousin and then at the horse. There was a pious stillness and humor in each of them, which on one hand delighted me and on the other frightened me. Now here consequently means as a result, यानी परिणाम स्वरूप जिसे कहते हैं, and pious is here, pious refers to religious. Now here what author is saying that कि Aram was so excited that he was seeing a horse that was so pleasant and beautiful. The horse was very beautiful, the horse was very pleasant. He could smell it and hear it breathing, and still could not believe that Maud or anyone of the family could afford a horse, because he knew the reality that they belonged to a poor family. क्योंकि वो रियलिटी जानता था, he knew कि वो जो है वो एक पुअर फैमिली से बिलोंग कर सकते हैं. That is why they could not afford a horse. And he was thinking if Maud had stolen the horse, but he did not believe it, as he bought no one in his family could be a thief. वो जान रहा था कि मॉड के पास इतने पैसे तो होंगे नहीं कि वो एक हॉर्स को परचेज कर सके. सो उसने कहा कि हॉर्ड ने उसने ज़रूर ये चोरी इसने चुराया होगा. लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम ही ऑल्सो थिंकिंग दैट कि ही डिड नॉट, क्योंकि एट द सेम टाइम ही वॉज नॉट एबल टू बिलीव दैट एज ही थॉट दैट नो वन इज फैमिली कुड बी अ थीव. और उसी समय उस टाइम वो भी सोच रहा था साथ साथ कि उसकी फैमिली में कोई चोर नहीं हो सकता है, बिकॉज द गोर्गेरियन फैमिली वॉज फेमस, was known for its honesty and trust. Then he stared at his cousin and then at the horse. कभी वो हॉर्स की तरफ देखता घूर कर, तो कभी अपने कज़न को घूर कर देखता. बट देयर वॉज रिलीजियस मोशनलेसनेस एंड विटनेस इन बोथ. लेकिन वॉट ही रियलाइज, वॉट ही ऑब्जर्व, लेकिन क्या उसकी आंखों में उसको क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन मिलता है? देयर वॉज अ पायस स्टिलनेस. उसको क्या नजर आता है? देयर वॉज अ religious, there was a truth, motionlessness and witness in both Maud and the horse. दोनों की आंखों में उसको क्या नजर आता है? दोनों की आंखों में उसको जो है एक पवित्रता, एक कामनेस नज़र आ रही है, एक शांति नज़र आ रही है, और एक अजीब सा एक स्टेट ऑफ माइंड, यानी ह्यूमर इज़ एन स्टेट ऑफ माइंड. एक अजीब सा उसको एक सिचुएशन नज़र आ रही है कि बिल्कुल मोशनलेस दे आर. देन as one charmed, the author is saying that, what author is saying that ki one hand delighted me and on other frightened me, and one hand and the horse as one charmed me and the other scared me. The Aram was saying that कि एक तो मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा लुभा रहा है, अट्रैक्ट कर रहा है, मुझे खुश कर रहा है, और दूसरा मुझे बहुत डरा रहा है. मॉड जो है वो यहाँ पे रेफर कर रहा है कि मॉड उसको डरा रहा है, बिकॉज ही वॉज थिंकिंग दैट मॉड हैड स्टोलन द हॉर्स. ही वॉज थिंकिंग इफ मॉड हैड स्टोलन द हॉर्स. और ऑन द अदर हैंड ही वॉज फीलिंग वेरी हैप्पी टू सी द वाइट ब्यूटिफुल हॉर्स. सो चिल्ड्रन, नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द 5th paragraph. Now here see, Maud, I said, where did you steal this horse? Leap out of the window, he said, if you want to ride. It was true then. He had stolen the horse. There was no question about it. He had come to invite me to ride or not as I choose. Well, it seems to me stealing a horse for a ride was not the same thing as stealing something else. Now, such as money, for all I knew, maybe it was not stealing at all. If you were crazy about horses the way my cousin Maud and I were, it was not stealing. It would not become stealing until we offered to sell the horse, which of course I knew we would never do. Let me put on some clothes, I said. All right, he said, but hurry. I leaped into my clothes. I jumped down to the yard from the window and leaped up onto the horse behind my cousin Maud. Now leaped out means jump out of the place. Now here what happened? Maud, I said. Now here the author is saying that he asked Maud if he had not stolen the horse. Maud replied, if he wants to ride, he must jump out of the window. मॉड से वो पूछता है कि क्या तुमने हॉर्स को कहीं से चुराया तो नहीं है? तो मॉड उसको रिप्लाई करता है, अगर तुमको राइड करना है देन यू मस्ट जंप आउट ऑफ द विंडो, तो तुम्हें खिड़की से कूदकर बाहर आना होगा. हरी अप क्विकली. एरम वॉज कन्विंस्ड. एरम जो है वो कन्विंस्ड हो गया, वो मान गया. एंड द हॉर्स वॉज स्टोलन बाय मॉड. अब उसको पूरी तरीके से विश्वास हो गया कि द हॉर्स वॉज स्टोलन बाय मॉड. देन ही केम टू विजिट हिम टू आस्क हिम टू राइड इट विथ हिम. और फिर जब वो घोड़ा उसने चुरा लिया, देन ही केम टू हिम टू इन्वाइट हिम टू राइड विथ हिम. और वो उसके पास इन्विटेशन देने आया कि वो उसके साथ घुड़सवारी करने चले. देन एरम ट्राइड टू कन्विंस हिमसेल्फ. एरम जो था वो अपने आप को कन्विंस कर रहा था कि इट वॉज नॉट द सेम एज स्टीलिंग मनी एज एरम ट्राई टू कन्विंस हिमसेल्फ. वो अपने आप को कन्विंस करने की कोशिश कर रहा था दैट इट वॉज नॉट द सेम एज स्टीलिंग मनी एज दे बोथ वे सो क्रेजी अबाउट राइडिंग अ हॉर्स. वो अपने आप को तसल्ली दे रहा था कि चलो ये पैसे चुराने जैसा कोई चोरी नहीं है, इसने तो कोई घोड़ा ही चुराया है, और इट वॉज समथिंग डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दैट एक्ट ऑफ स्टीलिंग ऑफ मनी. पैसा चुराने की जो चोरी करना होता है उससे थोड़ा ये डिफरेंट चोरी है, जिसको हम बहुत ज़्यादा चोरी भी नहीं करेंगे। क्यों? क्योंकि एरम वॉज थिंकिंग कि दे बोथ वे वेरी क्रेजी अबाउट राइडिंग ऑन द हॉर्स, क्योंकि दोनों को लिए ही जो घुड़सवारी जो है वो घुड़सवारी के लिए दे आर मैड, दे आर क्रेजी अबाउट द राइडिंग ऑन द हॉर्स। Then he thought that it would not be called stealing until they decided to sell it, which they would never do. उसे लगता है कि ये तब तक चोरी नहीं कहलाएगी जब तक कि वो किसी को घोड़े को बेचेंगे नहीं, और वो जो ये काम और ये तो बेच और ये काम वो करेंगे नहीं। सो द एरम ही वॉज कन्विंसिंग हिमसेल्फ, वो अपने आप को तसल्ली सेटिस्फाइड कर रहा था, कन्विंस कर रहा था कि ये चोरी तो नहीं होगी ऐसी, और जब तक ये चोरी नहीं होगी जब तक मैं ऐसे हम इसे बेचेंगे नहीं। So he was convincing himself because he was also very crazy about riding on the horse. So then what happened? Aram said he will wear some clothes and come outside the house. Or then he jumped down to his yard from his room's window and sat. And then what happened? And sat on the horse behind his cousin. तब जो है वो जल्दी से वो उसने अपने कपड़े वपड़े पहने और फिर विंडो से जंप करके ही केम आउट एंड देन ही सैट ऑन द हॉर्स विथ हिज कज़न, और अपने कज़न के पास वो बैठ गया। उसने अपने आप को जो है वो तसल्ली वो कन्विंस कर लिया कि नो दैट टाइप ऑफ स्टीलिंग वाज नॉट दैट टाइप ऑफ स्टीलिंग ऑफ मनी, जैसे चोरी पैसे की चोरी होती है वो इस तरह की चोरी नहीं है। सो इट वॉज ओके बिकॉज एरम एंड मॉड बोथ आर वेरी क्रेजी अबाउट राइडिंग ऑन द हॉर्स. So let's move to the paragraph 6, children. That is the paragraph 6. That year we lived at the edge of town on Walnut Avenue. Behind our house was the country, vineyards, orchards, irrigation ditches, and country roads. In less than 3 minutes, we were on Olive Avenue, and then the horse began to trot. The air was new and lovely to breathe. The feel of the horse running was wonderful. My cousin Maud, who was considered one of the craziest members of our family, began to sing. I mean, he began to roar. Every family has a crazy streak in it somewhere. And my cousin Maud was considered the natural descendant of crazy streak in our tribe. Before him was our Uncle Khosrow, an enormous man with a powerful head of black hair and the largest moustache in the San Joaquin Valley too. A man so furious in temper, so irritable, so impatient, and he stopped anyone from talking by roaring. It is no harm, pay no attention to it. Now here the vineyard means plantation of grapevines in a winter making orchards. You know that कि a piece of land, a plantation of wood जहाँ पे फलों के बाग को कहते हैं. Irrigation ditches में जहाँ पे आपके man made channel जहाँ पे channels या बनाए जाते हैं used to deliver water to homes. And trot is here proceed with something. Descendants mean a system that develops from an earlier simple version. Streak mean race. Enormous is huge, large. And San Joaquin Valley, one of the long interior valleys of California. कैलिफोर्निया की एक बहुत बड़ी और बहुत ही गहरी घाटी का नाम है सैन जैक्विन वैली, जो कैलिफोर्निया में है, जो बहुत ही गहरी और बहुत बड़ी वैली है. So what the author, now in this paragraph, what author says? Author is author is telling about the a place where they lived, where they used to live with their uncle her uncle name is Khosrow. Now whether the author is telling about the atmosphere, the author is telling about the environment of that valley where they lived, and the valley's name is San Joaquin Valley, one of the deep and long and interior valley of the California. What the author says that he lived the edge of the town on Walnut Avenue. Now Aram lived at the edge of the town of Walnut Avenue. एंड देवर ऑर्चर्ड, एंड उस वैली में उस एज पे जहाँ पे वो टाउन में जहाँ रहते थे वहाँ पर देवर ऑर्चर्ड्स, विनयार्ड्स, इरिगेशन डिचेस एंड कंट्री रोड्स बिहाइंड हिज हाउस. वहाँ पे फलों के बाग थे, ग्रेप्स के प्लांटेशंस थे, इरिगेशन चैनल्स थे जहाँ पे वाटर होम्स पे सप्लाई किए जाते थे, और कंट्री रोड्स बिहाइंड द हाउस. दे वेर ऑन ऑलिव एवेन्यू, वो ऑलिव एवेन्यू में रहते थे. विद इन 3 minutes एंड द हॉर्स स्टार्टेड टू प्रोसीड. और जो अब मोड और एरम जो है वो हॉर्स पे बैठ चुके थे. अब हॉर्स वॉज रेडी टू रन, हॉर्स वॉज रेडी टू प्रोसीड. अब हॉर्स जो है वो दौड़ने के लिए तैयार था. द एयर फेल्ट न्यू एंड लवली टू ब्रीथ, and for them riding on the horse was something like a very beautiful experience for them. उनके लिए बहुत ही खूबसूरत एक्सपीरियंस था, बिकॉज राइडिंग ऑन द हॉर्स वॉज द ड्रीम ऑफ बोथ द पुअर बॉयज. उनके लिए एक इमेजिनेशन था जो कि उनके ड्रीम से भी परे था. सो फॉर देम एयर वॉज वेरी ब्यूटिफुल, दे फेल्ट एयर very beautiful and lovely to breathe. Aram felt wonderful sitting on the horse which was running. Aram was feeling very happy. He was full of delight. He was full of joy. He was full of enjoyment, which was on the horse which was running. Maud started singing loudly, which was considered one of the craziest members of the family. Maud जो है वो बहुत तेज़ से गाना गाने लगा हॉर्स राइडिंग करते करते, जो कि अपने फैमिली में उसको बहुत ही ज़्यादा कहते हैं क्रेजीएस्ट बॉय के नाम से जाने जाता था, क्योंकि वो थोड़ा सा क्रेजी टाइप का था, मैड टाइप का था थोड़ा सा. तो ही वॉज नोन एंड ही वॉज द क्रेजिएस्ट मेंबर ऑफ द फैमिली. And there is no crazy person in every family. There is one crazy person in every family, and Maud was one natural descendant of crazy race in their tribe. और जो था मॉड था वो जो है वो ऐसा पर्सन था जो वंशज था क्रेजीएस्ट पर्सन का, जो एक बहुत ही ज़्यादा क्रेजी था, कैसे पागलपन की जो एक्सट्रीम कंडीशन थी वो मॉड की थी. और मॉड बहुत क्रेजी था अबाउट राइडिंग ऑन द हॉर्स. और जो मॉड अपनी फैमिली में सबसे ज़्यादा जो है वो क्रेजीएस्ट बॉय था फैमिली में. तो उसने वो बहुत इंजॉय कर रहा था. एंड और इसी तरीके का उनकी फैमिली में जो सबसे ज़्यादा क्रेजीएस्ट वंशज जो था वो डेसिडेंट जो था था वो मॉड था. यानी क्रेजिएस्ट डेसिडेंट वंशज जिसे कहते हैं, जो सबसे उनकी फैमिली में सबसे ज़्यादा जो क्रेजिएस्ट पर्सन था वो मॉड था. एंड बिफोर मॉड वॉज अंकल खोसरो, और मॉड से पहले उनके अंकल थे जिनका नाम था अंकल खोसरो. उनका नाम था अंकल खोसरो. ही वॉज द क्रेजिएस्ट बिफोर मॉड. and his uncle was one huge man with black hair and largest mustache. उनकी बड़ी बड़ी मूछें थी और बड़े बड़े बाल थे, काले बाल थे. और उनकी उस वैली में उनकी सबसे बड़ी मूछें उनकी थी, सबसे काले बाल उनके थे. एंड ही हैड एन एनर्जेटिक टेम्पर. उनके पास बहुत ही एनर्जेटिक टेम्पर था. ही वॉज फुल ऑफ एनर्जी. एनर्जेटिक, वो बहुत ही अधिक बहुत एनर्जी मिजाज वाले थे, नेचर वाले थे, और बहुत चिड़चिड़े टाइप के थे. और वॉज इम्पेशेंट विच वॉज इरिटेटिंग. और बहुत ही उतावले व्यक्ति थे, बहुत इरिटेटिंग, बहुत चिड़चिड़े व्यक्ति थे, और बहुत ही जल्दी नाराज हो जाते थे, एग्रेसिव टाइप के थे. सो ही यूज टू मेक एनीवन स्टॉप फ्रॉम टॉकिंग बाय रोरिंग एंड से इट इज नो हार्म, पे नो अटेंशन टू इट. यानी वो कहते थे कि वो ऐसे उतावले, इतनी इरिटेटिंग पर्सन थे कि वो अपनी दहाड़ से किसी भी व्यक्ति को बोलने से रोक देते थे. यानी उनके आगे किसी की कोई नहीं बोल पाता था. एंड नो वन हैड करेज टू स्पीक बिफोर हिम. सो अपनी दहाड़ से, अपनी रोरिंग से, अपने एग्रेसिव टोन से, अपने गुस्से भरी नाराजगी टोन से ही यूज्ड टू मेक एनीवन स्टॉप टॉकिंग बाय हिज temper, by his aggressive nature, by his roaring ट्यून. उनकी रोइंग दहाड़ने की आवाज़ से, टोन से वो किसी भी पर्सन को बोलने से रोक देते थे. और उनका एक फेमस जो स्लोगन था जिसे कहते हैं ना तकिया कलाम, उनका अपना फेमस तकिया कलाम था. कलाम था कि कोई हानि नहीं, इस ओर ध्यान न दो. यानी मतलब उसमें था कि इट इज़ नो हार्म, कोई भी नुकसान नहीं है, एंड पे नो अटेंशन टू इट, और इस तरफ कोई भी ध्यान न दे. यानी इनकी बातों का, इनकी इरिटेटिंग नेचर का, उनके बिहेवियर को कोई भी ध्यान न दे, कोई भी उन पे वो ना करे. बट ही यूज टू मेक एनीवन स्टॉप टॉकिंग बाय हिज रोरिंग एग्रेसिव नेचर. So children, we will stop here today. And in next lecture we will continue to the explanation of the paragraph. So take care of yourself and your family. Goodbye.